chances. He's got to make this one work.
Play action. Millen has all day. And he's got Leonard Russell diving inside the 10, close to the 6-yard line. This is the first time today that New England has started a drive inside Buffalo territory. They have to capitalize in the final minute of the third quarter.
Well, I think it's important not to lose your composure. You don't really have to throw the ball down here, and the wind's not going to affect it. So don't get in a big rush and try to think that you have to score in the third quarter. Just go ahead and run your normal offense. I don't think that Hugh Millen realizes that, you know, the running game can get you in there against Buffalo. He can go with that.
Second, the short 3. Hunter up the middle, close to the goal line. He's down just inside the 1. It's first and goal for the Patriots. So they went with the first man through, and Ivy Joe Hunter almost got the first touchdown of the day for the Patriots.
Well, Ivy Joe is a big, strong guy, and he's the guy you'd want to give it to, but you can give it to either one of the tailbacks, whoever may be in there, Russell or Stevens. If New England has one strength besides their defense, it's a running game. And, you know, a lot of times you try to get fancy down here. Just do what you do best.
First and goal inside the 1. Russell into the end zone. Touchdown, New England. He lost it after he broke the play into the end zone. I didn't see any flags. Yes, touchdown, New England. They were milling around. The defense, offense, standing around for just a second. But it is a touchdown for the Patriots. And now an extra point away from drawing within 3.
Just a kind of little wham trap inside. They bring him, the tight end in motion, let him lead on one of those interior linemen. Let the back slip up inside wherever the crack forms. He fumbled it, but he got it back. But the point was moot at that stage.
Staurovsky has it deflected and gets over. I heard it hit a hand there.
Sure did.
And 2 weeks ago, he did have an extra point block. Last week, he had a field goal blocked by Dennis Smith of the Denver Broncos, and it appears that Staurovsky may have come up a little bit lame on that one, may have pulled something on that extra point. Yes. It's a 3-point game at the end of 3. Just get a touchdown, but in the process, Staurovsky looked like he may have pulled a hamstring. In fact, Sean McCarthy, the punter, is going to be handling the kickoff now. And it's a very short one taken by Don Beebe, just barely, and he really takes a hit. Another look back on that extra point that's knocked Staurovsky out of the game.
Well, you stand around on a cold day like this, and you kind of get a little tight. You see right there, he never gets his leg above his waist. Now, he goes right for it. Now, Ray Bentley got a hand on it, but probably never would have had a chance to if Staurovsky could have went ahead and finished his swing, so to speak, with his leg. And that's not being behind by 3 points. That's the worst thing that could happen right now.
Kelly with a balloon in his way. Finds the tight end. That's Keith McKellar up to the 36-yard line. Obstructed by a balloon. Strategically placed by one of the New England fans at the game today. So it's a gain of 6. The no huddle continues. 2nd and 4. Thurman Thomas with the first down. Gordon got him in the secondary.
Well, Bozo's balloon didn't get in the way of Thurman Thomas there on that counter trade. When in doubt, make him shout with this play, because when you bring those 2 backside offensive linemen, you lead them on those linebackers, you really have to think this is developed into their bread and butter play.
The difference in the game right now is Kenneth Davis has taken over for Thurman Thomas. Good yardage. 5 on the carry to the midfield stripe with the play of the game now. Dick McPherson took the field goal off the board. Wanted to try to get the touchdown. They failed to even get the field goal once again after Staurovsky had hit a 39-yarder. I think every coach in the world would take the points off the board with a 1st and 10 down to the 15-yard line. But then Staurovsky, after making the 39, misses a 35-yarder, and that is the difference right now. Kelly with plenty of time, and Andre Reed. Incredible. Waited for the D-back to fly right by him. What presence. Out to the 35 of New England for a first down. 15 yards on the reception by Andre Reed.
Once again, the key, Kelly has all the time in the world. I mean, he patted the ball twice before he unloaded to Reed on a little shallow out pattern. Now, if New England wants to make something happen, they're going to have to bring somebody else because they're not getting the pressure with their front 3 or 4.
So you think they've got to take some chances?
They've got to.
First and 10 at the 35. Kelly with the win. No flag. I thought I'd see a flag. Beebe had Lepet coming over his back. Did he arrive early?
Well, we can probably take a look at it, but I think the point's moved. Officials are walking back to the line. I don't think that they're going to get a call, but it had to be great coverage to stop that play. Kelly back, a 4-man rush. Offensive line's doing such a good job. Ken Hull, the 5th guy, doesn't even have to move out of his tracks practically. A strike. Lepet comes over the back, making a big play for the defense.
Second and 10 from the 35. They set up the screen for Kenneth Davis. Blocking out in front. And a first down for Buffalo. Maurice Hurst finally knocking down the running back. 12 yards on the reception. Thurman Thomas has come back into the game for the Buffalo Bills, replacing Kenneth Davis.
But that was a great call by Kelly. His running game got a little yardage, and then he threw the ball and stretched the defense a little bit. Then all of a sudden you come with the screen. You catch him in between.
Thurman Thomas. Ridden down hard inside the 25 of the 23.
You know, Joel, I just got to make a comment about Thurman Thomas on that play. I was wondering for a number of games here, watching film and different things, who does this guy remind me of when he hits into the line of scrimmage? And it just, on that play right there, he looked just like Walter Payton when he attacked the line of scrimmage. Now, I'm not comparing him to Walter, but the way they attack that line, very similar.
Second and long. Kelly underthrows. Don Beebe took a shot after the play was over. So now it's going to bring up second and just about 9 as we check out the Schick Tracer 10-minute ticker. Chicago with a touchdown, taking the lead now over the Detroit Lions. Calm down over there, number 99. Cleveland regaining the advantage over the winless Bengals. And it's tied up. Green Bay with the touchdown on the Jets. 3rd and 9. Kelly with time. Overthrowing Andre Reed. Boy, really sailed with the wind at his back.
He really did. Kelly really strode into that. And a lot of times you always talk about quarterbacks. They get back, and when they see what they want to throw to, the target area, they'll take their weight and land it all on that front side, stride into it. And Kelly almost, in elongated motion, let the ball sail on him. He knows it wasn't the best throw he's made today, but he's a guy that'll make very few bad ones.
So now Scott Norwood will try a 42-yard field goal. He's already made a couple today.
I noticed him on the sideline stretching an awful lot here in the last 4 or 5 minutes, Joel.
I don't blame him after what happened to Staurovsky. Well, they go up by 6. It looked like it was going to hook, and then all of a sudden it took a right turn, and it's good. So the Bills lead it by 6. The 3rd field goal of the afternoon for Scott Norwood. Welcome back once again. That is the only way to keep warm this afternoon. Bounce around a lot at Rich Stadium in Buffalo. Wind chill has it down around 10 to 15 degrees. Game time temperature was 34, way below that now. And the wind at the back of the place kicker, Brad Delwiso for UCLA Bruin, gets into it. It'll be taken by John Vaughn. No, he lets it sail over. Now he's got it inside the 10, and he's got problems. When we come back, the Patriots will have it 1st and 10 at their own 11, down by 6. First, though, Bob Costas for an update.
All right, Joel, in Cincinnati, here's Kevin Mack with his 3rd touchdown run of the day for the Browns. The fumble happens after technically he had broken the plane. Browns recovered it anyway, so the touchdown stood. It briefly gave Cleveland a 21-20 lead, but Jim Breach has just nailed a 38-yarder at the start of the 4th quarter, and the winless Bengals lead by 2, 23-21.
Thank you, Bob. A 6-point difference with the Bills on top of the Patriots. 1st and 10 for New England. Their own 11. Leonard Russell cutting it back and belted by Conlon.
Well, Bailey was the guy that led the charge. It's a kind of a tag team deal. Farrow, the would-be wrestler for Buffalo, would kind of like the way his teammates tag team wrestle here.
Bailey low and Conlon high. And second and long, second and about 8 for New England. Irving Pryor's got the first down, loses it. Buffalo's got it. Back at the 25. Shane Conlon coming up with it.
I don't know. It's going to be close to whether or not he had possession, because when Pryor caught the ball, he was spun. I don't know if they're going to give him possession, but either way, it's a big play. No, it was knocked out. It's possession, and now fumble. Should be Buffalo. The way that I see it, Joel. It's a good catch, but the helmet right on the ball there by the right corner, Odoms.
So Odoms forces it. Conlon comes up with it, and Buffalo's got it. First and 10 at the 24 of New England. They're up by 6. Second turnover committed by the Patriots. Keith McKellar close to another first down. Nudging close inside the 15-yard line. So with 10 minutes and 20 seconds left in the final quarter, it's starting to fall apart for the Patriots, who played a sound game thus far.
Well, I thought going in that New England should play with Buffalo as long as they didn't turn the ball over and they were able to run it. So, well, the turnovers have really hurt them.
Thurman Thomas. Right at the first down marker, near the 14-yard line. They took the ball away, but long after the play was over. Now, do they need a measurement? Or will it be third and less than a yard? Yes, third and less than a yard for Buffalo. So there's under 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Don't forget, a doubleheader on NBC next Sunday. It'll all start with NFL Live at 12:30 Eastern. Buffalo, Green Bay early, Indianapolis and the New York Jets as well. And late, the second game, a big matchup in the AFC West, the Raiders and the Broncos. 3 tight ends in there. Thurman Thomas has the first down and has the touchdown.
Thurman Thomas right here behind the block of Garner. Great kick-out block on the middle linebacker. Right linebacker came through. Garner knocked him to the outside. Thomas makes a cut. Touchdown.
Norwood in for the extra point. Out of the hold of Frank Reich. And it's blocked. It is blocked by New England. So instead of a 13-point lead, it stays at a 12-point deficit, as the Patriots just gave up only their second rushing touchdown the entire season, as opposed to last year when they gave up 29 touchdowns on the ground. But a good play for the special teams for the Patriots, as they're down by a dozen, the Buffalo Bills. Another crowd of close to 80,000 on hand at Rich Stadium, as the Bills are leading the Patriots by 12. Joel Myers, Dan Hampton, and Del Wiso sends it into the next county with the wind at his back. So the Patriots down by a dozen, get it first and 10 at their own 20-yard line, and now talk about going uphill.
They're going to have a snow shovel to get that ball out of the stands, but not only can a punter punt the ball for a record, that may be the record kickoff of all time, too.
Now, when I was talking to Scott Norwood yesterday, the other place kicker for the Buffalo Bills, I asked him about the wind and what it did distance-wise, and it's obviously a really big factor in the passing game as well. Norwood said when he is kicking the ball into the wind, it's at least 15 to 20 yard difference.
Well, I can believe that, and I think not only the kickers, but the quarterbacks could tell you how much the wind affects their passing, and that's something that Hugh Millen has to worry about right now. This is a situation where he's got about 10 minutes, 9 minutes, and they're down by 12. He's going to have to throw the ball, and it's against that wind.
First and 10 from the 20. Leonard Russell across the 25 to the 26. Less than 9 minutes remaining now. Carlton Bailey making the stop for the Bills. Productive day again, though, for Leonard Russell. Came in 8th best in the AFC at rushing the ball. He's got 92 yards so far. Thurman Thomas, the leader in the AFC in rushing, 3rd overall in the NFL, and Thompson total yards from scrimmage. Thurman Thomas with 109 yards on 25 carries. And Russell get outside. Smith is over there, and it's good for only about a yard of the carry, bringing up 3rd and 4. We'll be right back for that. But first, Bob Costas with an update.
Joel, at RFK, the Oilers and Redskins were tied at 6. Then Ernest Biner made this nice move, cuts back to avoid a tackler. Into the end zone he goes, 23 yards for the TD. The drive had been set up when Lorenzo White of the Oilers fumbled to give Washington possession with 9 minutes to play at RFK. Redskins 13, Oilers 6.
If they're to stay in the game and have a chance, they've got to come through on this 3rd and 4. Talking about the New England Patriots with Millen working out of the shotgun.
3-man rush.
And it's off the fingertips of John Stevens. Darryl Talley on the coverage, but Stevens was there and available.
Well, that was a good pass, and it was just the only thing lacking was a good catch. But I think more than anything else, Walt Corey has done a great job today of keeping his defensive players active and around the ball. There you see Hugh Millen looks at the field. He read it well, had his guy, just was a little bit short on the catch. But, you know, traditionally Buffalo wins games on offense, but their offense has been a little bit lackluster today. And I think the defense has made a couple of big plays and turnovers, and that has basically got them in position to win.
McCarthy now punting into the wind with pressure coming. Hangs up a high spiral. Al Edwards calling for the fair catch. Fumbling it. New England gets it. The Patriots have it back. Coming up with the ball. It was Gannon.
Well,
that is the 3rd turnover.
Twice today, New England special teams are able to capitalize on turnovers. You have to think that even though they've had a couple of bad moves with the special teams, with the field goal hitting the upright, the kicker pulling a hamstring, their special teams have made enough big plays to keep New England alive up to this point.
And over the last couple of weeks, Dan, the special teams have not been putting together stellar performances for the New England Patriots. Now they're cutting 1st and 10 at the Bills' 40-yard line. The receiver falls down. That was McMurtry. Lodish applying the pressure on Millen.
Well, they were running a very intricate play pass type of offensive structure there, and Lodish was able to slip underneath a couple of blocks, get a little pressure. But Millen needs to go ahead and make his mind up on which couple of guys he needs to go to, because he's not going to have a lot of time now. The wind's against him. He's going to have to go to those short intermediate routes and throw the ball hard. Now, if he's to get it done, he's going to have to make his mind up and fire the ball hard against this wind and see if he can keep it going.
2nd and 10 from the 40 with Cook in motion. Smith coming, and it's Coates over the middle, the tight end. He got away from Conlon and Talley. He's inside the 25 to the 22.
Well, once again, Coates able to go ahead and beat the linebacker at the line of scrimmage. You'll see him slip inside. Talley's got him one-on-one. Talley gets a jam. Coates slaps him off. He's big and strong. He's able to do that. Good pass by Millen. Those short intermediate routes, he needs to make his mind up and fire the ball quick. You can't hang the ball up in this wind, or you'll be setting yourself up for an interception. So, good decision by Hugh Millen.
They've got to have a touchdown. Field goal doesn't make any difference, especially when your place kicker's out already. And your punter is going to handle those place kicking duties on extra points as well. 1st and 10 from the 22. Millen going for Cook, who's got 45 catches coming into the contest, and drops that one.
Well, normally Marv Cook is a guy you can count on in that situation. Dropped it just as Stevens did a few plays back.
Cannon 10-minute ticker. As you see the scores, Marv Cook, who is third in the NFL in receptions with 45 coming in, first among tight ends, has been shut out so far today. Ben Coates has been the man.
Well, a lot of times the defensive coordinator say, okay, we're going to stop this guy. Cook is the guy we're going to stop. Well, the coach, another guy can get open because they're not concentrating on him as much.
2nd and 10. Pocket holds up. Ivy Joe Hunter inside the 15 down to the 14. He's short of the first down by about a yard. Put down by Darryl Talley.
Well, that's 3 plays in a row. Millen has made up his mind early and went to the player that he felt was the best chance for him to get the ball and get a completion. Here, Hunter able to go ahead and just sneak out of the backfield. He sees him uncover underneath that zone. Good decision.
So now it's going to be 3rd and about a yard.
I don't think you'll see the Beach Boys out here today, Joel. It's a little bit frosty for those fellows.
Getting dark once again at Rich Stadium in Buffalo. Seems like we're only minutes away from a possible snowstorm. 3rd and yard. 3 tight ends. Leonard Russell belted at the line. He doesn't get it. It was Shane Conlon.
Well, I don't think there's any question on what the decision to do here is, but you got to think that Buffalo's defensive guys are really responding today, and you'll see the defensive linemen get a good surge there, maybe a little bit high, but then all of a sudden those linebackers come in there, make something happen. Conlon over the top. He's made 2 or 3 big plays today. You'd wonder, obviously Bruce Smith is a big factor in Buffalo's defense being ranked so low, but where would they be if they didn't have that linebacking core?
This is the game for the Patriots. They're down by 12. 4th and a yard. Leonard Russell breaks the tackle, still on his feet. He's got the first down inside the 10. All the way inside the 5 to the 3. What an effort.
Incredible run by the rookie Leonard Russell. It's great to see a young guy like this make a big play in short yardage. And if there's anything you can point a finger at, last week, the backs did not make anything happen at the goal line and in short yardage. Here, Conlon has him dead to right in the backfield. Then again, he beats a safety on a one-on-one situation in the tackle, which a lot of backs would have been down in the backfield. Great effort. It's a long trap. Now, that's a very scary play to run against a short yardage defense. There's a lot of penetration by the defensive front. New England was able to go ahead and make it happen because of great effort by Leonard Russell.
1st and goal down to the 3-yard line. Hunter in front of Russell. Play action. Over his shooting.
A smart play by Hugh Millen. The man was not open. Unloaded.
Good idea to throw it over the head of Marvin Allen.
You see him shaking his head. It's like saying, hey, I knew I didn't have a chance there. But that's the thing you're looking for. He knows. And you like to see young guys develop, Joel. And, I think he learned more last week than he could learn in 2 months of watching film. So it's good to see a guy like Hugh Millen learn so quickly and realize if you don't have it, get rid of the ball, fight again on 2nd down.
2nd and goal outside the 3. It's Leonard Russell up the middle. Touchdown, New England.
Well, they went with the same play, but Russell hit it up inside there. Those linebackers, knowing that they'd given up the big play last time on that same long trap. On that play, the linebackers forced outside. Russell able to get it up inside.
And believe it or not, the way Staurovsky went off after that last extra point for the New England Patriots, we didn't think he'd return, but he's coming back out once again. When it looked like he suffered a hamstring injury, Jason Staurovsky will try to bring New England back within 5.
There you see the long trap. Conlon forces it outside there, number 58 for Buffalo. Russell hits it up inside. That's good offensive structure.
Staurovsky punches it through, and you can tell he is in pain.
Oh. Now, I don't know how smart the decision was to come back out and aggravate an injury like that, because, I mean, that high pull is not as severe as those low pulls down by your knees. So that may have just ended Staurovsky his entire season with that one kill.
It's a 5-point game in Buffalo. have to kick it away with the injury to Staurovsky. It hangs up in the wind, picked up by Edwards back there with Beebe. And Edwards is across the 35 to the 36. Well, that time, Edwards hung on to the ball. His other 2 turnovers have led to the 2 touchdowns today for the New England Patriots.
And he gets a standing ovation from the crowd. Pass the popcorn.
And now the defense is on the spot as we look at Jason Staurovsky. He brought his team within 5, but he did miss that field goal where it easily could be a 2-point game. The field goal he made was from 39. Then after they were stopped after the roughing the kicker call, he missed the 35-yard field goal. 1st and 10 for the Bills, their own 36. Thurman Thomas gets it to the 39 for 3. What a story Leonard Russell is becoming, though, for the New England Patriots and this entire group, the way they're performing against some of the best teams in the NFL. They beat the Houston Oilers. They play straight up with the Denver Broncos, and they're playing an effective game once again, for the most part, against the Buffalo Bills.
Well, I think the thing about their defense, and Joe Collier has done a terrific job, and I think that the only thing the defense hasn't done today, I mean, they've been able to slow down the #1 offense in all of football. But the thing they haven't been able to do, Joel, is come up with a big play, a big turnover. They need that.
4 wide receivers, nobody in the backfield. Kelly on 2nd and 7. Finds Andre Reed. Thrown down by Tim Gordon, but I believe he's got enough for the 1st down outside the 46, yes, to the 47. And the clock continues to roll against the New England Patriots. And this is the perfect time, of course, for that Xerox Sports Facts.
Well, I think so.
And the question, who has the longest punt return in Patriots team history? We'll have that answered after another snap. So it's 1st and 10 for the Bills, their own 47. Will the Patriots get the ball back? That is the question now. Can the defense get it back for the offense?
Well, for the most part, Buffalo has been very, very sound. Just one ball that hung up on Kelly is the only offensive turnover, so they've got to force something.
Thomas trying to turn the corner, won't make it. Gordon got there. Brown was stringing it out. Vincent Brown.
Brown made the play on 1st down, makes it again on 2nd down, and you got to think that New England, much like Buffalo, in the fact that their defensive line doesn't have a dominant player, so they count on their linebackers to make all the big ones.
And they will have to run one more play before the 2-minute warning. Who has that longest punt return in Patriot team history? Mike Haynes. 89 yards against the Bills back in 76. Now do you throw the ball on 2nd and long, 2nd and just about a dozen. Thomas, the only one of the backfield movement by Smerlis, but was he drawn off by John Davis?
Looks like Freddie was getting started a little bit early there.
And Kelly came across, gave him a little tap on the helmet.
Encroachment, 76 defense prior to the snap, 1st down.
No, I don't think there's any movement at all, Joel. It looks like Freddie just got started a little quick like he did before. But when Kelly came over and talked to Smerlis there after he jumped off sides, you see Kelly talking to him. Kelly moved into Smerlis' locker after Freddie was put on plan B, and Kelly said in the meeting, he said, tell Fred, the only thing I got to say is we've got his locker fumigated, and we can actually have clothes in it that don't mold for a change.
2:09 left in the contest. 5-point Buffalo lead. And now they're looking at 2nd and 6. Thurman Thomas up the middle. And he's short of the 1st down by a yard, the 45 of New England. And that will bring us to the 2-minute warning. So 2 minutes remain at Rich Stadium in Buffalo. And the Bills cling to a 5-point advantage. Coordinator Joe Collier and his group getting ready for the play of the game as far as they're concerned. 3rd and a little more than a yard. Can they get the ball back to the offense with 2 minutes remaining, down by 5?
Watch for something cheap and deep here. They've got everybody at the line. Yep.
Thomas,
there it is.
Does he get it? 2nd effort, he's got the 1st down. Agnew almost had him with the help of Jerome Henderson, but he got away.
I think you've seen a couple of tailbacks today earn their pay.
We have a chance to look at the Cannon 10-minute ticker. Atlanta has tied it up late on San Francisco. Chicago starts to pull away from Detroit. Green Bay surprisingly on top of the New York Jets by 3. 3 timeouts left. Don't forget, for the New England Patriots. They'll start using that as we remind you tonight on NBC, The Adventures of Mark and Brian, followed by Erie, Indiana, Unsolved Mystery, and The Gambler Returns, the Luck of the Draws special movie. Thurman Thomas to the 40. On 1st and 10, he gets 2. And the Patriots stop the clock. So New England now has 2 timeouts left. And while they take a break, we'll do the same with 65 seconds remaining. Bridge Stadium, Joel Myers, Dan Hampton, 1 minute 5 seconds remaining. Kelly and the Bills looking into the 2nd and 8 from the 40-yard line of the Patriots. 2 timeouts left for New England, down by 5. Does Kelly even take a chance, or does it go into the breadbasket of number 34? It's Thomas, and he doesn't get back to the line of scrimmage. He loses a yard. Another timeout used, stopping the clock with 59 seconds remaining. So 1 timeout left now for the Patriots, as we'll be right back to Rich Stadium. The point of the fumble by Irving Pryor was a 16-10 lead for the Buffalo Bills. They come up with the ball in the recovery by Conlon, and then promptly got a 14-yard touchdown run by Thurman Thomas, and that is proven to be the difference right now, as they went up by a score of 22-10 at that juncture. Big 3rd down. Can they hold? Thurman Thomas diving. Did he get it? No, he's short of the 1st down, and they will use their last timeout. He's short of the 1st down by about 1.5 yards inside the 35 and the 34.
Well, I just think that you want to give yourself every chance to win, but it's going to be a kind of a bleak picture here when Hugh Miller comes in.
And our MVP for the Avis We Try Harder Award. The owners and employees of Avis salute our MVP, Thurman Thomas. The official car rental company, the NFL, Avis. Thurman Thomas with 126 yards today on 32 carries.
A lot of times you hear about a player like this, Joel, and the more you see him, the less you're impressed with him. But I think just the opposite about this guy. I heard he was just a terrific football player, all-round guy, and not only is he a great football player, but he's a smart guy. And talking with Marv Levy yesterday, he said, hey, I mean, this guy will make a change and say, well, on this play, he'll know instinctively what he should be doing on that play, and he'll make corrections quicker than the coaches will sometimes. So,
and now on 4th and about 1.5 yards, will they actually go with it? Will they try to get the Patriots offside? Yes, they will go for it with 1.5 yards over the middle. Intercepted by Henderson. Jerome Henderson with a pick, and the Patriots are still alive.
Jerome Henderson. Great play by Henderson. No, just anticipation. And that's what you want to see in cornerbacks, and especially young guys. Henderson feeling that Kelly's going to go to a quick possession type pass. Where else would he go? A tight end or a receiver over the middle? Now Henderson sees Andre Reed coming inside. He just basically reads Kelly's eyes. Kelly never looked anyone off, just tried to throw the ball into a spot on the field. Henderson able to
and it looked like Reed never turned around to look at the quarterback. 1st and 10 for the Patriots. They are out of timeouts. The ball at their own 32. Millen going for Fryer. He can't get to the sideline. The clock continues to roll. They're out of timeouts. 35 seconds left. They've got to throw into the ground right away. It's set finally, but Fryer couldn't get out of bounds. Will he go with the play? Yes, he will. Millen over the middle. It's McMurtry, and it's intercepted. Darryl Talley, and that'll do it.
Well, Talley was trailing the play. Cook was open. Millen overthrew him just a little bit, Joel. But you talk about a wild sequence of plays here. Here, Cook not able to, and then Talley, just hustling, gets the biggest play of the game thus far. And man, was he level.
So McMurtry almost came down with it. I'm almost surprised they didn't throw one into the ground with a 1st down. Try to compose themselves, settle it down a little bit.
I don't know, Joey. They still had 45 yards to go or 50 yards to go. And a lot of times you just don't want to try to make a deep strike and see if you can get something quick and cheap. It's a wild one here, and
So one snap, and that'll do it. The executive producer of NBC Sports is Terry O'Neill. Our coordinating producer of NBC's football, John Paratzis. Today's game has been produced by Glenn Adamo, directed by John Gilmartin. Our associate director, Dick Ellis. And our production associate, that Florida Gator, Bill Herbstman.
Final score, Buffalo 22.
So again, Dick McPherson and his squad play an outstanding game against one of the best teams, if not the best team in the AFC, but come up short by 5 points, Dan.
Well, the thing is, I was wondering, you know, much like the coaching staff of New England, how would they respond? Well, they came out and played excellent on defense. If they made anything happen on offense, that was their doom.
So the Bills beat them by 5. Stay tuned for the Head & Shoulders NFL postgame report coming up next.